Speaking of Grand Blue, I sent you a message on Discord. Okay, wait. Let's check it out. You sent me messages on Discord? Okay, let's see what do we look here. Is that the absolute player base? Battle Season 5. Let's see. So we have a lot of beginner players. 23%. Ah, okay. I do understand the graphic. So haha. Do we have like a do we have a comparison from before? There's more masters than B ranks? Yeah, true. But keep in mind, every time you hit a master rank with a character, it automatically adds you to that rank, which also means your other characters are all starting in S plus, right? So, isn't really that uncommon. D rank could be people who don't even play online. Yeah, that's also the thing. This. So, when I really look at this in general, like 23.4% in D rank kind of adds up for what I have seen in the past few days in Ramble Fantasy's lobby, right? Because there's a lot of players who do not play um like in any rank mode in any way, shape, or form. They touch the game possibly just for the sake of it, tried it out and play like friendlies with friends and stuff. Could be that they make lobbies and stuff. Because you see a lot of matchmaking on the Grand Blue Fantasy Discord in general. C rank is kind of they tried they are basically trying out the game. The amount of new masters is overwhelming. Yeah, and I truly understand the reason why, because the new ranking system made ranking generally easier, especially for S plus and S plus plus, where you get paired most of the time with someone who is above your rank or someone who's below your rank, and you also get rewarded for that. In my honest opinion, that's a good choice, because the game, when you hit master rank, a friend of mine purchased the game like 5 days ago, and it's already masters with Ren. I would go so far and say congratulations. Because keep in mind, the grind really starts in mastering. It's not like it shouldn't keep you away from ranking. And the rank system, in my honest opinion, right now is a little bit more human friendly or more human friendlier than before. Like, keep in mind when you had like waited for months to get your shot in mastering, right? With a character that you had in S plus plus. The prior system still had the promotion matches, which is kind of the reason why a lot of players were held back from ranking upwards. And I feel like they could have kept the promotion matches. I need to be carried by her pups. dude, are you kidding? Dude, I'm not kidding. I mean, imagine how long I took for Vazaraga to get into Master Rank. It took me legitimately like half a year, almost half a year, and it was a long journey, especially the S plus plus journey, especially because I took a break from ranking, two long ranged ranking breaks, because I actually think I need to do this again with Asusia, because I wanted to understand matchups and all the characters, and it took me a while because I've looked really, really fucking deep into it. I just played the game basically for various reasons because this is my first fighting game, and I didn't want to, you know, stay too long in that rank. So I took the break, basically gone into like research. What attack can I punish? What does seem safe? What is the option I have? And then I realized that's just coming more and more right now, rather than, hey, I shouldn't have done that. My honest opinion, I should have kept on ranking, but also it was still during that time when ranking was really stress inducing, right? And truth to be told, I feel like they could have kept the promotion matches because ranking is easier right now more than ever. But in my what they have done in my true feeling here is basically they have basically given the players a chance to experience the game for, make some ranks really fast, to understand how fighting games work, to understand especially new players to fighting games, and gave them a really good chance with this. The rank system is not stress inducing anymore, and the grind is not starting here, here, or here. It starts here. It absolutely starts here. If you haven't understood any mechanics, this is like the bulk where you play mostly the game's mechanic. This is the bulk where you learn more and more about your character. And here, for example, is more and more the kind of stuff that is just minor little details that you need to learn for your character. This here, the 7.8, that's where the grind starts. This is where you understand the actual game. This is where you will learn the actual game. This is where you learn the character matchups. This is where you learn the character's gimmicks. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. I want to do a Vasaraga kind of a speed run from D rank with my off brand. I still have the where's it Steam here. Um, I still have the Granblue Fantasy versus Rising here, right? Which is the free edition. I just haven't updated it, but once I've done that, I want to do a Vasaraga speedrun from D rank to Master rank. Like, how long, with a little bit of experience in fighting games, would you take from the lowest rank up to the highest rank? And keep in mind, I will actually overloop players left and right because I have more experience with my character and I know what I'm looking out for, right? I'm not trying to make like a Smurf account for the people to understand that Smurfing is a thing. What I want to make is just a run for speedrunning. How long does someone take from D rank to Master rank if they know what they do? This is kind of I have this idea for a long time. I feel like I could still make it possible for this week. I'm not sure if I want to, but I had this idea and I still linger around with it because right now is like the best timeline for Vasaraga to shine and showcase his brokenness to some degree, but also why the character is so much fun. I think I will do this on Monday. If any day, I only have until Monday, I guess. And then the Discord actually distributes like the new character stuff, right? So yeah, I'm pretty happy about the rank system. It works. It works. It is doing what it is supposed to do. It gives the Smurf players less options to breathe as Smurfers, and they will actually play against players that have the same level of understanding and the same rank. It is more consumer friendly. It doesn't take that much time because no fucking way should any fighting game give you such a task to learn a fucking game. Like, for example, if we compare this like to the tower system here in Guilty Gear, this is horrible design. This is absolutely horrible. And then you have Granblue Fantasy with its ranking system. Very easy, less stress inducing. You lose some ranks, you get some ranks, but you always find someone either who's an old character. But the skill level is all over the place right now. Truth. I do agree. But keep in mind, how do I explain this? When you play a game in general, right? You should be rewarded for playing the game, not by just starting up the game and just have like some really good experiences. You want to play a game and want to do like the cool shit. And if you're into the game, it's like playing the tower in Strife. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I see the reasons why you might be against it. But still, in the end, what they have done is basically overhaul the system where it's less stress inducing. Yes, you have a little bit of a different kind of level, right? You have a complete difference in levels in fight players, right? You see like, oh, I play like on for example, let's say I'm a master ring and someone is an S++ player and he fucking obliterates me because he has more experience and shit. Why it should be less stress inducing? Because of course you should earn that rank, but keep in mind stress inducing also keeps players away. Do you know why Smash still is popular in Elite Smash? Despite the fact that the game is absolutely fucking toxic? The reason is because they do not have a rank system. And the reason is because you pick the game up, you play your character, you play some online matches, because sometimes lobbies are horrible and even more horrible than fucking Smash, Elite Smash. You go online, you play the game, and you will find always players on there. It doesn't matter what kind of a time you are. It could be in the fucking middle of the night, and you will find the off like the off time grinders that absolutely are demons, like the demon hours, as you know, we know it from other fighting games. I would agree with you if we had like 8,000 players on Steam TV right now. Yeah, okay, I see the point. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But still, keeping the players enveloped because they think the game is fun. It's not only down to is ranking stress inducing and should be earned. It should also be fun to some degree because you always in especially in the lower ranks, you're supposed to learn something. You should take something out of it, right? In the higher ranks, when we talk about master rank, there's a reason why they have these two brackets, and in my honest opinion, it works wonders because you see a lower ceiling of the bracket from 0 to 500, and then you see what kind of a monster these other players from 500 and above are, right? Especially someone with like 1,000 or 2,000 crystals, how strong you become and how strong you need to become to keep yourself in this higher bracket. So therefore, ranking is easier, less stress inducing, gets rid in general of smurfers. And in my honest opinion, it is as not it's not perfect because there will never be a perfect system. There's always a system that kind of bunks something. But for right now, I feel like for the 2 games that I'm playing or the 3 games that I've experiences with, this system works. Because I have played other complete different genres of games, and let me tell you, reaching master rank in those games is borderline fucking impossible if you play them alone. And those are team games. I had 500 crystals with Matera and they took them all away with the changes. You deserve that. Bullshit. No, I'm feeling for you, but hey, you know, I don't know why they do that, why they actually took away your crystals in any way, shape, or form. You've earned them. But also, I feel like the reset is always a good thing to have, like this the general. You can disagree. This is the point. You can disagree. This is just my opinion. I find it's less stress inducing, more welcoming to players, and gives them a reason to rank upwards, and just instead of just staying on whatever rank they are, right? Because in the end, rank kind of is a privilege. Rank is also kind of a, something as a badge of honor. But as you said yourself a few weeks back, rank doesn't mean jack shit. In the end, Smash does this kind of thing where they tackle ranks with just points and that's it. Nobody gives a shit. You know why? Street Fighter 6 is the same shit, and once I got into Masters, it was impossible to play. Yeah. If you tell me that like this, and then it is what it is. I believe that. Yeah, I believe that. Keep in mind, other games also use a master rank system, just with different words and different kind of approaches. And sometimes you feel like you earned your spot, but others didn't, for whatever reason. And they're like, it is what it. I can't say negative stuff about rank systems because in the end, if it is a competitive game that is possibly to play competitively, a rank system implementation helps the game to grow. If it's not too stress-inducing, it is encouraging players to go in and just to have fun and understand or find players with the same level of skill. Of course, keep in mind we have Smurfers, we have players who play old characters. Should they start in S plus? I don't know. I feel like, truth to be told, they shouldn't. They should actually restart an entire journey from the lowest rank to the highest rank, just because they understand the main gimmicks of the game. So that's just my opinion. Could be my taste about that. I'm like, I wouldn't care if I start in C rank or D rank, because in the end, right now, more than ever, rank doesn't mean jack shit. No. I think it should be pretty disheartening for them. Yeah. Yeah, of course. But the question is, should it be this disheartening that you feel like you have never been, like, you don't have a shot in getting into this master rank, right? Because when I started playing in July last year, is basically now 1 year. One should learn this game step by step. Yeah, you're right, to some degree. But this is why I'm saying the current system actually teaches many things over time. But if you really want to go into deep shit or into the deeper stuff, this is where you need to learn. This is, in my honest opinion, where you need to learn. Because before it was like horrible as it was, because you hadn't had many players playing the game to begin with, right? So you had, let's say, for example, in S Plus, you had like pretty obviously more players because you were only facing S Plus players, right? But then you came to an absolute fucking stop because no one was in that rank. No one was actually playing S plus plus rank. And even so, even if you had like a really high time where you see all the master players playing, right? You had almost no chance of fighting anyone of these ranks because they either played for a time being, and when they lost, they rage quitted. So in other hand, with other words, either you were lucky and the computer system told you, hey, you earned the point system for that, so you earned that crystal, or because of the crash out, yeah, you did earn nothing and you waited for like, let's say 40 minutes for this match to happen. Then you requeue again, takes 40 minutes, you play against the same player, he rage quits again, and then you waited 80 minutes for nothing. Is that fair? Because in my honest opinion, I feel like that is not fair. The lack of players, it's definitely the reason why the rank system is like this. So that's why they actually changed it. Where they've, in the prior system, you had a chance to find at least some master rank players. I do understand your reason. I do understand it. Don't get me wrong. But imagine you would be in S++ rank, and for your final master rank, you're fighting someone, let's say, for example, who is at C rank, because no one else was available. Do you feel guilty of do you feel guilty about winning this one or not? Because keep in mind, you still can win with a C rank in mind, but you only get half a victory for that kind of rank system. And it happened to me. Don't get me wrong. But in the promotion match, it counted as a full victory. So therefore, that was not a good solution. And I had this happen to me when I fought against a Lucilius. I was an S rank, and I fought against a master rank Lucilius, and I'm like, oh, almost master rank. He had a promotion, and he fought me in S rank, like 3 fucking tiers down. I'm not trying to convince you, I just try to make you to understand this is the system that we have right now, and I'm pretty happy about it. Because you shouldn't wait like 40 minutes for a fucking match to happen, or 50 or 60, or any amount that is taking longer than, I don't know, like 4 or 5 minutes. Because sometimes, you know, depending on the time schedule as we are, there's the point, yeah, there is no real fair solution. It doesn't matter, even in any other game. There is no fair solution that you can make, you know, please any players or all the players at the same time. Someone has always something to complain. So I feel like they've done a good job.